Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. And guys, Jimmy Butler is out with the injury. He will be missed.
Yeah, it's going to be a few weeks until they can get him back, but not as bad as it could have been. In the end, given the way it looked, boy, I tell you, when they had to help him off, he'll probably consider that to be good news.
Well, a few weeks could still impact the season in a big way, but yeah, very fortunate he's not out for the year.
Now it's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, Karl Anthony Towns has a different disposition than his predecessor and mentor, Kevin Garnett. The KG said of Cat, don't take the smile for weakness. He plays with another type of engine. What they do share, Kevin, is a true love for the game. Back to you.
Outstanding, D.A. Thank you. There is no shortage of athleticism in this one. Both teams, Doris, can simply outrun you, rise above you. But now they face each other.
What's better than watching high flyers face off? Who is going to put down a poster dunk in transition? Who is going to be on the highlight reel on the gift that you see over and over? Electric athleticism. Let's tip it up, Kevin.
Absolutely. And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Pacers. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovic. Down low, it's Young and Turner. And it's Collison in at the point.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Pass to Turner. Back to Collison. Young dishes to Collison. Indiana moving the ball around. Screen by Young. Inside. And Turner kicks to Collison. Now the pass to Oladipo. Back to Collison. Launches a three. A three-pointer is right on target. Collison's got the first 3 points tonight for Indiana.
Boy, you can see the range that Darren Collison has added to his game. There is no fear from deep.
And here we go with Collison running it up the court. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Even though Oladipo didn't spend a lot of time on the Thunder, he does credit his time there, Doris, as a big factor in his development.
He points specifically at Russell Westbrook and the amount of work Westbrook puts into his game. So what did Oladipo do? He changed his frame and he changed his work habits, and that led to an incredible season last year.
That free throw, no good.
Well, we know that Victor Oladipo is a combo guard, meaning he can play the 1 and the 2. What I like is how impressive his overall game is and the fearlessness with which he plays. Wow.
He hits the second from the line.
And you can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
Here's Minnesota. 4-point game. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can happen. You've got to lock in.
And it goes down 2 points. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his shot to make the most of it. And while it took him some time, he's now the player everyone hoped he'd be when he was the 2nd overall pick.
Here's Bogdanovic after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Tang against Bogdanovic. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Pass to Wiggins. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it.
Well, terrific timing on that catch and shoot. Wiggins in complete command.
Screen by Young. Bogdanovich passes to Oladipo. Thaddeus Young on the wing. That three off the mark. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
Guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out, though. If you're going to shoot in the low 30s, you're going to end up losing a lot of games.
Yeah, rough outing for their offense. You saw a spark here and there, but their main scorers just couldn't stay hot. Well, you think about Andrew Wiggins, guys, signing that max deal in 2017. Timberwolves ownership, though, wanted to sit down with Wiggins to hear him commit to being a better player. Pretty unusual stuff.
First free throw is good. And on the heels of that contract extension, all of Andrew Wiggins' shooting percentages fell last season. Doris, you think a cause for concern for the Timberwolves?
Well, I think obviously, Kevin, anytime you've committed almost $30 million a season to one guy, the expectations are going to be sky high. For me, Andrew Wiggins needs to just stay consistent. We are talking about a guy with elite athleticism, plenty to take advantage on the offensive end. It's a question for me of, does Andrew Wiggins want to be great? Because the potential is there.
And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. And Young kicks to Bogdanovich. Young, a screen on Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Bogdanovich passes to Young. Gibson with the steal.
Well, getting in the lane and making your presence known is crucial part of the defense for these guys.
Teague can't hit. For Indiana, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Yep, that one goes in there. Bogdanovich has got his first points of the night.
Well, Bogdanovich looking so comfortable close to the rim, just extends past the defense beautifully.
Teague kicks to Dang. Passes it to Towns. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In third, the Pacers. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
You know, both of these clubs forced a lot of turnovers and also converted offensively off of them. Very impressive.
Now, here's Oladipo. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing. And for 3, Collison. And no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup tonight. These two teams will only face off twice all season.
Well, so you want to make these opportunities count, right? Since they don't see each other often, it's going to be an intriguing battle.
Doors when the light finally goes on for a young guy. So fun to watch. Younger players who've got all the talent and all the world right in front of them, but yet haven't put it all together just quite yet.
It's amazing to me how quickly we can give up on a young guy who maybe doesn't find success right out of the gate. But the reality is you have to remember, player development is the lifeblood of this league, maybe now more than ever with the current state of the salary cap. So a little patience as a fan base goes a long, long way.
Rose, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. Oladipo hits them both. Year after year, the Timberwolves have the NBA's most grueling travel schedule. A lot of miles to cover in the West.
Kevin, if you add up their flights in a season, they could circle the globe more than twice. And let's remember, there's no frequent flyer miles here either.
Tries again. That shot is off. Towns with the defensive effort. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Teague kicks to Towns. Dishes it to Rose. It's stolen by Oladipo. And they're moving it up. Here's Young. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, his value to this team on both ends. Not many guys can defend the perimeter and the rim the way Towns can.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Timberwolves been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
That free throw, no good.
To me, one of the great strengths of this Pacers team is their depth. A year ago, 12 different players averaged double-digit minutes. So when you think about depth and unselfishness, they are at the very core of what this team does.
That one misses. And Doris, that unselfish play on the court, it translates off the court too. The whole team cheers each other on.
We talk about that elusive quality of chemistry, Kevin, and the Pacers exceeded expectations in part due to the great chemistry this team has. The team plays in a way that it's easy to cheer for each other, and the fans absolutely love this current group.
Now here's Towns after Darren Collison's miss. Rose, no good. Bogdanovich against Dang, and it's Oladipo with the jam.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
Teague the pass to Towns. Rose sets the screen for Towns. They need this one. That's short off the rim.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shots.
And let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' numbers. Great showing for him last season. 4th in rebounding, 11th in blocks, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's so physical, so explosive. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he was a top 5 rebounder a season ago. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Nate McMillan, Doris, a longtime coach in the NBA, has done his part in this Indiana Pacers rebuild.
I think the first thing that Nate had to handle was the turmoil of the team after the Paul George deal, right? So he empowers a young core, and he deserves a ton of credit in the surprisingly good season the Pacers had.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Zhang's checked in, and the Pacers also making a change. Evans is checked in. Collison against Rose. Towns, no luck. Pacers leading by 6. It's tipped. It's stolen by Rose. Zhang inside. Young's there. Zhang, no luck.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Wasted no time on that one. And the Pacers lead by 8.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Towns, the screen, and the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's foul number 2 for him. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Timberwolves. Tyus Jones comes in for Teague. The Pacers also changing it up. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Sabonis comes in for Young, and it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. And so it's Minnesota with it. Jones kicks to Rose. Zhang, a screen. Lock at 6. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. You know, Doris, wherever Corey Joseph has gone, he has always found himself a role.
Well, Kevin, I think it helps that he does not have a big weakness to his game, and Corey Joseph has proven he can knock down open shots, and he does everything at a very solid level.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Well, Doris, we've seen how much organizations set the tone, set the culture from the top on down. What common traits have you seen among successful team ownership?
Well, boy, oh boy, so many, I think. Obviously, there has to be some level of financial commitment. You have to be willing to hire talent. You have to be willing to hire coaches that you believe either developmentally are going to have a bright future, or if you're hiring an experienced coach with championship pedigree, are you willing to pay those types of positions? What is your commitment to the non-traditional aspects that we've seen take a more informed role in how decisions are made? What is your analytics department made up of? What is your nutrition, your strength and conditioning, your training program? Are you hiring top-level professionals across the board? And then to me, it's always about, there's a great quote that says, any organization is defined by the worst behavior tolerated at the top of the leadership position.
Here's Evans after the basket by Minnesota. Back to O'Quinn. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans.
You know, when you have the size and the body type of Kyle O'Quinn, having a defender right on you doesn't seem to phase you one bit close to the rim.
Jang, a screen, and the wide-open shot from Rose. Misses the three.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. The Pacers making the shot. Kuzminskis, no good.
Boy, all sorts of space around him. If he can't hit those, the defense not going to worry too much about him.
And it's Evans missing.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And that one is good.
About time he got one to fall there. Before that, 6 straight misses to start this one.
O'Quinn, high post. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Doris, something interesting about Kyle O'Quinn. He's widely considered one of the funniest players in the NBA.
And that sense of humor, I think, can unite a locker room. It's led to some crazy interactions with celebrities and spawned some great pranks. But you love to have positive energy. It makes for a very good teammate.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
See, here's yet another second-round pick in Kyle O'Quinn, who has proven himself to be a quality role player. This is a big man who plays with tremendous physicality.
He hits both from the stripe.
I think the trade for Jimmy Butler and other veteran signings accelerated the Wolves' rebuild. They are in much more of a win-now mentality.
And the Timberwolves call time. And Doris, Jimmy Butler with an opt-out after this season. Pressure on Minnesota to prove this team can be a winner.
And Kevin, their flexibility is a little bit hamstrung by their max contracts. They're going to need to find some value pickups and develop from within.
Now here's Rose. Kuzminskis in the corner. On the 3 off target. Evans outside. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Timberwolves trail by 12. Inside. They get it back. Tolliver the pass to Jones. Here's Kuzminskis. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Tolliver kicks to Kuzminskis. Buries the long-range jumper. Kuzminskis has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Timberwolves. Pass to McDermott. Sabonis sets the pick for McDermott. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Minnesota's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Kuzminskis, no good.
I'll tell you, I hate to say it, but he's been dragging them down all night. The effort's there, but he continues to be ice cold.
And I really enjoy watching Evans use that athleticism, especially when he's attacking. He's tough to stop.
Now here's Jones. Kuzminski's in the corner. There's the dish to Jang. Over O'Quinn. Here's Kuzminskis. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit. What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
Jang, a screen. Rose kicks to Jang. Stolen by O'Quinn. Evans passes to McDermott. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Evans has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now here's Rose. And the pass to Jang. Pacers with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. McDermott's got 5 points so far.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Jang with a screen on Evans. Rose kicks to Jones. Will it go? No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Pacers out in front. They lead by 18. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. All-star big man Karl Anthony Towns is hungry to maximize his potential.
I want to be the best player who ever played, and I feel that I could do that. I think I have the God-given talent and the God-given abilities to make it happen, and I have total confidence in myself every single day. I wake up that I could be the greatest player who ever played. I know if I continue to put the work ethic in and continue to do all the little things I need to do, I could find myself in that conversation. But, you know, obviously I got to learn every single day and never take no days for granted.
His coaches, Greg, and teammates love hearing them.
And how can you not? I mean, that kind of drive is special. And with his tools and potential, hard to put a ceiling on just how good he can be.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And quite a position here for the Pacers to be in. What do you guys think?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
Jones and Wiggins, the backcourt. Jang is out there with Anthony Tolliver, and it's Kuzminskis in at the 3. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. Here's Evans. Tyus Jones picking up that last basket. Evans goes in. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board. Timberwolves trail by 14. Kicks it to Jang. Down low. Here's Jones. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. Evans passes to McDermott. Got a hand on it. Here is Tolliver. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Out to the right wing. That's good from McDermott on the assist from Joseph.
Well, we know that McDermott came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter. Get your hands up and contest or he'll make you pay. I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
And Jang gets it to go.
Well, the definition of a high percentage shooter. Terrific touch by Gorgui Jang.
Joseph dishes to Evans. Over Wiggins. Second shot opportunity. Goes up again. Here's Sabonis. But they get it back. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
We know this about Kyle O'Quinn. If you're open, the big man will connect with you.
And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Towns, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Gibson comes in for Anthony Towns. Luol Deng is checked in for Kuzminskis. And it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. Free throw good. Sabonis. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. One, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score and at the end of the, the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Count it.
Well, the body control of Karl Anthony Towns, just a terrific job to take the hit.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Sabonis sets the pick for Bogdanovich. And it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 16. There's the lob to Towns. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And for that game against the Knicks, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
Young's checked in for Domantas Sabonis. And so Tom Thibodeau is going to have a timeout right now.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Yeah, maybe a new approach, because what they're doing is not working. You're going to have to alter some things on the offensive end.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Timberwolves.
And they've been avoiding those deep threes. They're capable of knocking those shots down from long range, but so far they've really been reluctant to let it fly from that free throw line extended three-point shot.
Well, Taj Gibson's so adept at creating opportunities for his teammates as a screener. It's an underrated aspect of his game.
Oladipo sets the screen for Collison. Now, here is Young. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, Taj Gibson has built his NBA game on his ability to rebound the basketball consistently. What a great nose for it he has.
Young, a screen on deck. Here's Bogdanovich, and that one is off. Great D that time from Gibson. Wiggins passes to Towns. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. The Pacers in fifth.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Pacers leading by 12. Collison with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against Brooklyn. Screen by Young. Collison kicks to Young. Just 5 to shoot. Turner trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback. And the Pacers lead by 14.
Well, listen, we know this about Thaddeus Young. He has very long arms. He's a nuisance on the glass. Big-time energy guy.
Teague dishes to Wiggins. Towns the screen. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide-open shots like that.
They get the rebound. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Goes up off the inbound, and the dunk by Towns. Indiana leading by 12.
How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
How about the Indiana Pacers last year? There were so many that predicted them to be a lottery candidate, and instead they end up with 48 wins, finishes the 5th seed in the East. Woo-hoo, what a year.
The first one falls. And Doris, the Pacers were one of last season's biggest surprises.
How about they took LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers to a Game 7 in the first round? That's the first time a team has ever taken LeBron to Game 7 in the opening round of the playoffs. Yes, they lost, but what a great learning experience for a young team.
Dang, it's them both. And last summer, Minnesota's front office saying, Doris, they would like the Wolves to lean more on their bench.
It would be nice for Coach Tom Thibodeau to have the luxury of guys coming off the bench that he can trust. You've got to fortify the bench and then trust them to perform.
Young passes to Turner. Gets an open look and hits. Turner's got his first basket.
Well, this is the versatility that Miles Turner brings to the table. A big man who can knock down shots from the mid-range.
Towns, high post. He's against Turner. To the paint. Here's Oladipo. Wiggins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And Karl Anthony Towns, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in the league, at least top 3 amongst all 7-footers, and his three-point percentage elite as well, over 40%.
First free throw is good. And Towns said he'd emulate Kevin Durant as a kid playing on the perimeter at Kentucky. Cal made him play inside, work in the post, and use his size.
So going back to his roots with his three-point shooting, the association experiencing a three-point renaissance, and he really does fit the mold.
This Pacers team can be suffocating at times on the defensive end.
Well, it starts at the point of attack because this is a group that loves to pester the ball handler. How about last year, those Pacers were second in the league in turnover percentage on defense.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. Young sets a screen for Bogdanovich. Over Towns. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich battling through the defense, Kev. Amazing touch on the difficult basket.
Rose against Collison. On the wing, Wiggins. Towns, the screen. Here's Teague. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that mess. That one's all on him.
Hard to think that Thaddeus Young has been in the league since 2007. But Doris, he still puts up numbers.
Well, he does, Kevin, and that's because he runs the floor hard. He's dangerous in transition. He's going to score. He's going to rebound, and teammates love him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That one is off. And for his whole career, Thaddeus Young has been a player not afraid, Greg, of attacking defenders head on.
Young has such a great first burst of speed. He really is a handful to deal with. Gets a lot of transition buckets that way, and in the half court can set up teammates by creating space. In the latter part of his career, I think he's taken on more of a vocal leadership role as well.
You hear this consistently about Thaddeus Young. He's going to do whatever you ask of him. He'll start, he'll come off the bench, but he is going to impact the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Oladipo against Teague. Towns, the screen. Teague kicks to Wiggins. Towns, a screen on Collison. Outside Rose. Over Bogdanovich. And the shot is long. Pacers leading by 14. From outside the arc. Rebound, Minnesota. Towns has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Now Bogdanovich, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. Gibson with the steal. Outside Teague. Outside Rose. And Gibson kicks to Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Towns. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, you combine size, aggression, and toughness, and you get Taj Gibson. My goodness, nicely done.
Screen by Young. Pass to Oladipo. He feeds it to Turner. Second chance effort. Not going to go that time. Great D that time from Gibson.
On a pretty good day for them so far, his shooting has been one of the tough spots.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
For Minnesota, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. The free throw drops for Towns.
Well, you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves becoming one of the premier offensive teams in the league. They have a huge advantage in free throw attempts and limiting turnovers. 2 things that have really set this group apart.
Tyus Jones, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Doug McDermott comes in for Bogdanovich. Evans, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Picked by O'Quinn. Young sets a screen for Evans. Here's O'Quinn. Second shot opportunity. A rebound by the Timberwolves. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Jones, no luck. And Doris, you look at the Wolves offense. Have they matched out how good they can be?
I think one area they have to look at is in this age of the three-pointer, they were one of the league's lowest in three-point attempts. To me, they've got to boost that number, and I think they also need to look to attack in transition. They've certainly got enough weapons.
Now here's Gibson. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot.
Andrew Wiggins Rebounds with the statement finish.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Screen by Young. Joseph, the pass to Young. Looks for Evans, gets it to him. Over Jones. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 8. Feeds it to Gibson. Good defensive work there by Young. Indiana's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. McDermott can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's his first foul. Some changes for Minnesota. Zhang comes in for Towns. And it's Tolliver in for Taj Gibson. In Indiana with the change here too. Sabonis is checked in. Now here's Zhang. He's got 6. Gorgie Zhang, the 21st pick in 2013 out of Louisville. He's more than lived up to that selection.
Well, let's remember, this is a national champion we're talking about. The Louisville Cardinals won it with him anchoring them defensively. He's also shown a nice shooting touch in the mid-range game in the professional leagues. But I think it's his defense that still remains the strength of his game.
And the first one drops.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
And Zhang drops them both.
You'd be hard-pressed to find an area where Zhang's growth has not been seen. No longer a guy you can send to the line.
Pick by O'Quinn. Evans outside. He kicks it to Joseph. Screen by Sabonis. They need this one. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jones against Joseph. Jones, the pass to Zhang. Sinks the triple. Zhang's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, I thought he was rushing his shot early on, but not here in the second quarter.
Passes to Evans. Over Rhodes. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Pacers lead by 3. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Good to see you back out here, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They have a narrow 3-point lead. Kenny?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely evening. Welcome back, everyone, to the Twin Cities. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. And what can you say? Towns, an impressive effort here.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
I'll tell you, he took over the game in that first half, Greg. They really have got to find a way to slow this guy down.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. And on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Collison and Oladipo are the guard set. Bogdanovich outside at the 3 with Young down at power forward. And it's Turner in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
On offense, here are the Pacers. Outside Collison. There's a good screen. Pass to Young. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Wiggins for the lead. Trying to get open is Gibson, and it's Wiggins missing.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And it's Dang in the corner. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Outside Teague. Here's Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
You know, coming out of the break, you want a fast start. They go 1 for 5.
Here's Bogdanovich, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know, Bogdanovich, a guy who has moved around a little bit the last few seasons. But you wonder, has he found a home with Indiana? This guy steps right into the wing, gives them great production from the 3.
Throw good, Bogdanovich. Doors for Bogdanovich. Perhaps the biggest help he provided was his improved defense.
Well, let's remember this about Bogdanovich. Early in his career, it kept him off the floor. And he flat decided, I want to be in the lineup when it's closing time, and made a real commitment to being better defensively.
Both good from the line that time.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
And the foul called on Bojan Bogdanovich. That's his 3rd foul of the game. "90 seconds now into the second half. Wiggins sets a screen for Teague. There's the pass to Towns.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass?
Deft touch on the alley-oop. And the Pacers lead by 4.
It is such a treat to have a point guard like Collison. He is so effective orchestrating this offense.
And it's Wiggins with the jam. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 rebounds. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here's Oladipo. He has 5. Knocks it loose. Outside Teague. Outside Dang. Turner against Towns. That shot off. Good work defensively by Turner. Bogdanovich against Dang. Bogdanovich, no luck. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvement, sir. And Gibson kicks to Teague. Pass to Gibson. Back to Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. Gibson with the screen on Oladipo. Three-pointer, Wiggins. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Passes to Collison. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That'll be his second foul of the game. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Minnesota. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Turner with the screen. 5 on the clock. Stolen. Here's Kuzminskis, defended by Young. Pass to Dang. Towns sets the pick for Teague to the right side. For the lead. That one, no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. The shot by Turner, no good.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Top of the key, Kuzminskis. Here's Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
For the tie, Kuzminskis, no good. Indiana leading. Here's Oladipo. Indiana again missing. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Towns. Can't tie it up as that one misses. For Indiana, they've gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That's his 4th foul of the contest. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
See, I love the way Miles Turner plays on both ends of the floor. I know his numbers don't necessarily jump out of the page for you. This guy is so disruptive, though, guarding the paint for his team.
You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Number 1, Victor Oladipo.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Indiana moving it around. Collison, the pass to Turner. Back to Collison. 6 to shoot. Here's Bogdanovich. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And for Turner, he has shown he's one of the better shot blockers in the NBA.
Well, Kev, he's got incredible wingspan that seems to let him get to everything. He's got incredible timing when drivers are coming into the paint. I think the more minutes this guy gets, the more of a chance he has to lead the league in blocks.
Timberwolves trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing: shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch and shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone, and really his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Sabonis comes in for Thaddeus Young, and it's Evans in for Victor Oladipo. And he makes the first. Well, a big strength of this Indiana team is how well they take care of their possessions.
They were right near the top of the league, Kevin, in terms of the fewest turnover committed. And this whole team, to me, seems to play with a level of calmness and good decision-making. And let's give Nate McMillan some credit for that.
Minnesota making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. Good on both.
There's a lot to like about Bogdanovich's game. He's a skilled scorer, he's a capable defender, and I think there's some leadership qualities there.
Now here's Dang. Kicks to Wiggins. Zhang with a screen on Evans. Wiggins using the pick. Here's Zhang. The shot off that time. Good work defensively by Turner. Indiana leading by 6. Almost, but it rolls out. Collison against Teague. To the middle. Here's Kuzminskis. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. Kuzminskis has got 5 now.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard. Jeff Teague unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
Turner with the screen. Now here's Sabonis. He's covered closely. Deep 2 from Collison. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. He's got 9.
Well, if you set good screens for Darren Collison, this is what's going to happen. So crafty at getting separation.
Dang kicks to Teague. And the pass to Wiggins. Now Jang. Pass to Teague. He tries for 3. Drops in the tray. Teague's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And I'll tell you, this is the last thing you want to see.
I just feel so bad for him. What he's going through right now, you just have to hope and pray that it's not too serious.
Some changes for Minnesota. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Kuzminskis. Tyus Jones comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Rose in for Jeff Teague. And it's Evans missing.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
Rose can't hit.
You know, so much of rebounding is about effort, and no lack of that right there. He had to box out and establish great position.
Timberwolves trail by 3. From 17 feet out, it's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
Andrew Wiggins, the #1 overall pick back in 14. Great bloodlines, the son of pro athletes. The game just seems to come easy to him.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. You know, Greg, the game comes so easy to Wiggins, but some say he needs to be more assertive, more aggressive. Do you see that?
I mean, high expectations for a player that was taken first overall. The length and athleticism should enable him to impact the game in so many ways, but, you know, his motor doesn't always rev high enough to take advantage. Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Outside, Jones. Jang, high post. Over Quinn, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
But they recover it.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
And Evans with a stuff.
And Evans there showing the ability to elevate. When you let him get near the bucket, he has the ability to hurt your feelings.
The Pacers making a switch here. McDermott's checked in. Tyreek Evans not the biggest free agent this past offseason, but Greg, many teams vied for his services.
Pacers were able to win out, and he should be a good fit. Can act as another playmaker and ball handler for the team. Turned down playing with the Warriors, Lakers, and Thunder to come to this Indiana squad.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
And Jang gets it to go.
Well, no question. Jang is showing greater confidence on the offensive end tonight.
Now here's Evans. He's got 9. Passes it to McDermott. Screen by Sabonis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Well, Doug McDermott has bounced around since entering the league. He's been productive everywhere he's played to a certain extent, but he's looking to find that long-term home.
No good on that one. And with all the bouncing around, it's been hard for McDermott to get settled.
Right, we know this about Doug McDermott. The guy's a strong outside shooter, and that shooting should always find him in the rotation. This guy has got to grow as an all-around scorer.
And the second free throw, good.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Rose against Joseph. There's the screen. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And another three for Minnesota.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Moment here now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on Victor Oladipo. David.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves let me know the status. And the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. A really discouraging development for this team at such an early point in the season. We'll see how they respond, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
And the Timberwolves with possession here, following the three from Tyreek Evans. Here's Rose. Sabonis grabs the board. Indiana leading by 7. To the paint. And it's Evans missing.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Tolliver the pass to Jones. Goes back up. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Rose.
And these sorts of nights can happen. I mean, an extremely rough outing from him in terms of his efficiency. And at this point, the only thing you can hope for is to try to get into some sort of rhythm. Get a couple in a row, try to get to the free throw line, and build some confidence.
That free throw, no good. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for the Pacers. And he sinks the second. 1:44 left to play here in the third. Sabonis' screen on Rose. Picked by O'Quinn. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Good. And it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got 3 assists now in this one. Jones kicks to Rose. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Here's Wiggins. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I think Wiggins will always be remembered in that monster trade for Kevin Love a while ago. You don't see many trades like that in the NBA.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Oladipo dishes to Joseph. Picked by O'Quinn. Down low. Up again. It's good on the putback.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Rose against Joseph. Rose passes to Jones. Wiggins from outside. Buries it from 3-point range. Wiggins has got 12 points in just the second half.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
They get it again. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Wiggins, and so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. Free throw good. Sabonis.
You know what? There seems to me to be an infectious energy when we're talking about Domantas Sabonis. This is a big man with a great future in the NBA.
Young's checked in for Indiana. And so he makes both from the line. Timberwolves trail by 9. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Young with the steal.
And slow things up here with a chance to get the last shot of the quarter.
Exactly right. That's what you'd like to see. Hopefully they play the clock to perfection here.
And Gibson kicks to Rose. Over Oladipo, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so it's the Indiana Pacers, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Indiana leading by 9. They've got Taj Gibson. He's out there with Anthony Tolliver. Gorgie Dang is out there with Rose. And it's Nunley in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Screen by Sabonis. Clock at 6. Oladipo for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Oladipo's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Indiana. Rose dishes to Gibson. They set the pick. Back to Rose. Gibson setting the pick for Rose. Jang inside. Defended by Sabonis. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Zhang.
Well, the definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
Back to O'Quinn, and stolen by Zhang. Pass to Nunley. It's deflected. One-on-one here. Here's O'Quinn. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. First one falls for.
And they're doing a very good job at the line this half.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Deng's checked in. Darren Collison, he's checked in for Indiana. And so O'Quinn nails both of them. Timberwolves trail by 12. Rose kicks to Gibson. Tang with the screen for Gibson. Back to Rose. Gibson with the screen on Oladipo. Rose can't get that one to fall.
Oof, rough game offensively. He's really struggled, and really probably why they're trailing.
Kept alive, Collison. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
The assertiveness, to me, is what's critical for a guy like Darren Collison, especially when he's looking to shoot it from the painted area.
Now, here's Rose. Here's Gibson, and the shot is long.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Evans trying to get open, and it's Oladipo that time on the assist by Collison.
Boy, how creative is Oladipo in the paint. Understands how to use his frame to score on the interior.
Gibson setting the pick for Rose. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Thaddeus Young.
And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
2 shots.
Free throw, good, Rose. And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there, and he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
And both free throws good for Rose.
Well, an interesting thing about Derrick Rose, right? Over his career, he's been an up-and-down jump shooter, but he's been remarkably consistent from the free throw line.
Here's Collison. That's tipped. Turner up top. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Timberwolves trail by 14. Dang gets a wide open look. They grab their own miss. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, Kevin, how about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. And that's now 6 points for Rose. Okay, time now for an injury report. And now let's check in with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge to see how Jeff Teague is doing. David.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer of the Timberwolves gave us some information. Unfortunately, he's saying it appears to be a broken ankle, which, if it's true, could be devastating. That's the type of injury that won't only keep him out the rest of this game, but what could be a lot more games to come. Not good news at all for this team, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
No, I mean, this is a big blow, and it will force the team to make some adjustments, not just in terms of personnel in the court, but in terms of strategy.
Here's Young after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Oladipo for 3. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got his 16th rebound on the night. Here's Kuzminskis. They get a hand on it. Back to Towns. Puts up a 3, and he's good on the 3-ball. Towns has got it back down to within single digits for the Timberwolves. For Indiana, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Nice shot by Evans.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Minnesota calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. And Indiana making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I listened to Tom Thibodeau talking to his team during the break. We got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
You get the sense that Karl Anthony Towns, as young as he is, knows he can be the best player in the league. There isn't a phase on the offensive end from which he can't score it.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The free throw drops for Towns. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Minnesota. And Towns drops them both.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Jones against Collison. Turner passes to Bogdanovich. Offline with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 8. Tolliver kicks to Towns. And Greg, what's not to like about Taj Gibson?
I mean, he's a hard worker defensively, finishes well inside, he's got the mid-range shooting touch. But what I like most, really, his unselfishness. He started, came off the bench, no complaints. This is a guy that just wants to win.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The free throw drops for Towns. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Indiana leading by 6. Collison kicks to Young. Back to Collison. Young, a screen on Jones. And for 3, Collison. Minnesota with the rebound.
It's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
Jones the pass today. To the inside. Turner with the steal. Collison against Jones. They set the screen. And that's good. Darren Collison for 3. Collison's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Here's Towns. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Here's what the Minnesota Timberwolves have lined up on their schedule. They'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And for the matchup with the Lakers, you know they're going to be amped up for that one. And they'll need to be. That's going to be one tough game for that group.
And the first one drops. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Pacers leading by 7. Turner with the screen. Collison kicks to Turner. He dishes it to Oladipo. The baseline J. And that misses badly. Air ball. Minnesota's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Jones, no one around him. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Well, Towns showing himself to be a willing facilitator. If you're open, he's going to find you.
Outside Turner. Back to Collison. Turner with the screen for Collison. Turner with the screen. With some arc. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
Oladipo against Jones. Now the Feed to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Oh, man, how about the last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your teammate?
And the Pacers call time here.
Well, think about the Minnesota native Tyus Jones. His poise at the point guard spot is what stands out to me, guys. Here's a terrific IQ and an unbelievable sense for how to run a team. Tyus Jones, we're just getting the best of him now.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Victor Oladipo.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
Lets it go from deep, and the Pacers another three. And Tyus Jones, Doris, won a national championship at Duke. He was the outstanding player in the Final Four, but only the 24th pick in 2015. What caused him to slip?
Well, I think one of the questions you had was athletically, could he match up at the point guard position in today's NBA? But I think what you absolutely love about Tyus Jones, just as you stated, he won a national championship. This guy has been a winner. And I think his skill level, the intangibles, his ability to run a team, there's a lot to like about this young man's game.
Rose, he's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. Offensive rebound, Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. Now, here's Bogdanovich. It's Oladipo on the wing. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 6. Down low, it's deflected. Young with the steal. Now Collison. Outside Turner. Bogdanovich against Dang. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the Pacers lead by 8.
Wow, how about that feathery touch from Bogdanovich? You just can't let this guy get loose from the mid-range.
Here's Towns, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
Outside Collison. The pass to Young. Turner with the screen. To the middle, Towns with the steal. Here's Gibson. Grabs the rebound again. He hauls in his 20th rebound.
Dominating the glass.
Pass to Bogdanovich. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight.
And all quarter long, he's been zeroed in and knocks down big shot after big shot here in the fourth.
Now here's Towns. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Turner. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And the first one at the line is good. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Rose. He's off on the second. Timberwolves trail by 9. Here's Kuzminskis, nailed from three-point land.
You know, a guy with that size from the downtown three-point area, no chance for a defender to alter that shot.
Collison, the pass to Oladipo. Left side, Turner. Back to Oladipo. 6 to shoot. Young sets a screen for Oladipo. Indiana again missing. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Kuzminskis kicks to Gibson. that won. The Indiana lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, needing a bucket there. Towns doesn't hesitate.
Oladipo misses. The Timberwolves shooting only 31%. Their offense really struggling to put possessions together. Indiana's gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9. 1:19 left to play in the final quarter. The kick out to Collison. Turner with a screen on deck. Bogdanovich, no luck. Timberwolves trail by 4. Kuzminskis the pass to Gibson. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rose is checked in. .55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Oladipo against Rose. Oladipo misses.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
And you gotta love watching Rose play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there, and I think it really does elevate his teammates.
Shooting for Minnesota, Derrick Rose. Taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And that makes it a one-possession game, guys. Got to be the biggest free throws of the game thus far.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
It's not going to go for him.
Still a chance here, but they need to score.
They cannot afford to waste a single possession at this point.
Towns kicks to Jones. Towns sets the pick for Jones. Can't get the 3 to fall. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
12 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And an intentional foul right there. Drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
To me, guys, this is an underrated player in the NBA. Darren Collison's such a strong all-around game whose teammates look to him for stability.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Boy, now it's just a matter of getting to that final whistle. Those free throws should wrap this up.
And the Timberwolves call time. They trail by 4. 12 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And they're going to have to score. Quick foul. Can't waste any time here.
Right, that's the game plan. It's got to be executed perfectly. No time to waste.
Here's Gibson. It's tipped. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
Darren Colson, 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game, and the Timberwolves call time here. They're behind by 6. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Dishes it to Jones. Dang for 3. Knocks down the trifecta.
Yeah, you got to run Dang off that three-point line. He's superb at knocking down the triple thanks to that fast release.
Timeout called the Pacers. They lead by 3. 1 second left in the game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game. So it's Indiana picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, you know, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.